Listen, I genuinely care about you guys succeeding in trading. But if there's one thing that will never ever help you guys to succeed in trading, to turn trading into something consistent, sustainable and profitable, it's copying someone else's signals. And guys, I understand how tempting it is. But it will never help you on your journey towards a profitable trader. And in today's video, I'm exactly going to give you guys my reasons, which I think are not the obvious reasons that everyone talks about. Why you shouldn't be copying someone else's signals. I'm not going to try and convince you guys, but we're going to have a little bit of a chat. I get it. Copying someone else's signals, it feels like a shortcut. But I need you guys to understand one thing. In trading, do you truly think that there are any shortcuts? When we think about life and we try to compare trading to life, how great does it sound to copy someone's signals, to live on a beach in Bali and to make money from your phone by just waiting for an alert once or twice a day, maybe even once or twice a week. Fill out the numbers, make a bunch of money and live a happy life after. Do you truly think that that's something that the universe would gift to anyone? I don't believe in that kind of shit. I think that if you want to live an extraordinary life with a lot of freedom of time and location, that you need to work your ass off for it. I truly believe that. I don't think that there are any shortcuts to live the life that everyone wants to live. A doctor, they need to study 8-9 years. When they start making real money, it's probably around 15 to 16 years. A lawyer, same thing. So everyone's dream profession, it takes around 10 to 15 years until they start making actual money and create some kind of freedom for themselves. But you truly think that you can sit on your phone, wait for someone's signal, wait for someone's alert, copy the numbers and make a bunch of money, take your family on a holiday, travel the world and grant yourself some freedom? If you truly think that that's the case, you're not gonna make it. I get it, guys. It feels good that someone is holding your hand, but what happens if one day, when you are relying on someone, that individual is not there anymore to hold your hand? All of a sudden you're lost. You built something, relying on someone else, and you thought it was something sustainable. That's not gonna be the case. The other way around, it works the exact same. Sometimes you're not gonna be there when the other trader provides a trading signal. What you gonna do in that case? When you're not able to copy someone's signal because you are on a holiday or because you are spending time with your friends or family. In that case, what you are basically doing is that you are screwing with the data of the trader that you are copying in that case. And we all know how important data is. When a trader is taking 100 trades, but you are only able to copy 95 of those trades, you are not copying that trader, because those exact 5 trades that you're not copying might make the difference between being a very profitable trader and just a bit of a profitable trader. Now, it's a two-way street. One day, that trader might not be there anymore to provide you the signals that you were relying on all this time. But on the other hand, sometimes you won't be able to copy his signals due to holidays, birthdays, and whatnot. This proves the importance of you having to be able to build your own trading system. Because when you have your own trading system, you can tweak it in a way where you're the only one accountable. You're the only one responsible. There's never ever going to be the case anymore where you miss out on a trade just because you were busy. No, you know your signals, you know your triggers, you know your plans beforehand, so you know when you need to be behind the chart to execute your trades. And there's never ever going to be the case anymore where you're going to screw with the data, because you're the only one that's going to be collecting the data and providing the data and using the data. it's not going to be the signal provider anymore. And that's something you guys need to understand. I really recognize this for myself from the early days when I started out copying someone else's signals. You start copying someone and he or she gets a good couple of trades and you make some money, and then all of a sudden they go on a losing streak. They lose 5 or 6 trades in a row. And according to the data and the win rate and the probabilities of my trading system, every now and then I also go on a losing streak of 4, 5, 6 trades in a row. And I must even admit I did it in February, where I lost a bunch of money on my trading account. Why? Because it's simply due to the probabilities of my trading system. I have a win rate of 67%, which means that I still lose around 33% of the time. And the probabilities and the maths tell me that a losing streak of 5, 6, 7, 8 trades is very much possible over the course of 1,000 trades. It's probably even going to happen. But the thing you do once someone goes on a losing streak is that you stop copying their signals and you flip-flop to the next signal provider. And that's where you make another massive mistake. Why? Because once again, guys, it comes back to data and statistics. You're screwing with the data of the signal providers, their trading system. You're not actually following their trade signals. Why? Because at the end of the day, the thing you don't realize is that you are the only one accountable. Before we talk about one of the less obvious reasons, there's one obvious reason that I still would like to address with you guys. We all know that this space is as toxic as it can get, right? And when we talk about signal providers, I provide signals as well, and every now and then I do doubt myself whether I want to continue doing that. The only reason that I provide trading signals is because I feel like that if I want to be a teacher and want to teach you guys the art of trading, I need to set an example. And I need to prove to you guys that I am a profitable trader. Because if I can't prove to you guys that I am a profitable trader, why the hell would I be a teacher? And unfortunately, that's also a topic for another day. But that's the only reason why I provide signals. And also to show people how I pre-plan my trades and then also how I execute on those plans. And one of the things I often preach is that I like to work with limit orders. Now, by providing signals, there's no way that I can hide whether I'm profitable or not, because everyone can follow my signals. But one of the main issues with most signal providers is that they share their trades once they are already running. They always work with market entries on low time frame, why 99% of the people are not even able to follow someone's signals, you know? And there's so many things that are so fucked up about that space that you also have to wonder if that's something that you would like to participate in life in general, you know what I mean? And I know it's one of the obvious things when we talk about signals, and that everyone kind of knows how fucked up the space is in that sense, you know? And that's something that you guys have to think about yourself, whether you would like to contribute to that, where 90% of the signal providers is just, I would say, probably full of shit. And then the thing that I think is very, very underrated as well is when we think about trading, I think most of you guys understand that technical analysis and your system is one thing, but something that is way, way more important is psychology and discipline. That's where you truly find your edge as a trader, you know? Everyone can build a profitable trading system. Everyone can be taught how to do technical analysis. I always say that I can teach every donkey how to make technical analysis. As we speak, my brother behind the camera is getting a little bit into trading as well. And the technical analysis side and the technical analysis part is something that he's getting on with so quickly. But someone that is copying someone else's signals, there's one thing that they can't train and that they're not developing when they are copying someone else's signals. It's the art of psychology. It's the art of discipline. And like I just said, I truly believe that as a trader, that's where we find our true edge. Where 99% of the traders fail is mainly due to a lack of discipline. It's mainly due to not being able to recognize your emotions and your mental state of mind. It's the fact that most people, when they go on that losing streak, they can't keep their psychology in check. They start over-risking, they start oversizing. And where you truly find your edge is that you have collected so much data on your system that you trust the probabilities, you trust the profitability of your trading system. And you know that the only thing you have to do is that the moment you go on the losing streak of 5 or 6 trades, you keep that psychology in check. You keep that discipline in check. And you don't over-risk, you don't oversize. And that is something that can never ever be taught by copying someone's signals. Because you don't tie any value to probabilities, to collecting data, to journaling, to building your system. All that you tie value to is to make money quick. So the moment you don't make any money, or you don't make any money very quickly, the first thing that you start doing when you copy someone's signals is that you start over-risking, oversizing, deviating from your system, deviating from the rules that you set for yourself. And that is where discipline comes into play.